The suitcase was heavier than she expected. Her grip tightened on the handle, knuckles turning pale as she fought to steady herself. The sudden weight nearly pulled her backward, the surprise flashing across her face in a fleeting moment, so brief anyone else might have missed it. But I caught it, and in that instant, every hour I'd spent planning this weekend felt worth it. She forced a little laugh. "What's in here, Rox?" Her eyes flicked to me, searching for a hint of reaction. I kept my face unreadable, only lifting one shoulder in a faint shrug. "Everything you'll need is in there," I said, my tone calm and deliberate. This wasn't just another trip. She hesitated, just a fraction too long, before slipping on that well-rehearsed smile she'd been practicing for months. "You're too kind," she murmured, pressing her lips to my cheek in a cold, lifeless kiss. I didn't return it. I simply watched as she dragged the bag away, the wheels groaning under the strain. Only when her car disappeared down the street did I finally exhale. The stage was ready. Her name was Emily. We'd been married 8 years, together for 10. For most of that time, I would have said we were happy, maybe not perfect, but steady, comfortable. We had routines, inside jokes, the life I thought we were building side by side. At least, that's what I believed until 3 months ago. That night, while she was showering, her phone lit up on the kitchen counter. I wasn't prying. I just happened to glance down and saw the words. "Can't wait to see you this weekend. Miss you so much. Derek." Derek. She didn't have a Derek. Not a colleague, not a friend, no one. My stomach knotted, but I didn't storm upstairs demanding answers. I'd made that mistake before. This time I needed proof. Solid, undeniable proof. Over the next few weeks, I played the role of the clueless husband flawlessly, smiling, chatting, pretending everything was fine while I quietly pieced the puzzle together. A keylogger on her laptop. Screenshots of texts and emails. Receipts from nights she swore she'd been working late. I even followed her once, to a stylish downtown hotel. Predictable. I planted a GPS tracker in her car. And with every lie she told, every "I love you" whispered as she slipped out the door, the knife sank deeper. But I kept quiet. She thought she was clever. She thought I was blind. She never realized I was pulling apart her web of lies, strand by strand. So when she announced a girls' weekend, I almost laughed. Too polished, too neat. Vague plans, stories that didn't line up. And the faint trace of a man's cologne clinging to her blouse. "You need a break," I told her gently. "I'll handle things here." Her relief was almost insulting. She packed her best dresses, the ones she hadn't worn for me in years. Meanwhile, I packed something else, a bag full of evidence. Printed texts. Screenshots. Receipts. Proof sharp enough to cut through every illusion she thought she'd created. Derek lived in a glossy high-rise across town. I knew it well. I'd driven past plenty of times. Mid-30s, fancy watch, fake corporate smile. The type who never considers the husband on the other side of his affair. Her car was parked out front, crooked in her rush. I waited an hour, giving them time to feel safe. Then I walked up and knocked, steady, controlled. Derek opened the door. That smug grin froze when he recognized me. "Can I help you?" he asked, hesitant. "I think you can," I answered, stepping forward. He stiffened, weighing whether to slam the door, but I didn't give him the chance. I drove my shoulder forward, forcing my way in. "Don't even think about it, Derek," I snapped, voice like a blade. "We're going to talk." Emily appeared at the end of the hall, pale and trembling, clutching her robe like armor. "James, what are you doing here?" she whispered. I ignored her, my gaze fixed on him. "You know who I am, don't you?" His Adam's apple bobbed. "You should leave," he muttered weakly. I laughed bitterly. "Oh, I'll leave. But not before we have a little chat." I dropped my bag onto the coffee table, unzipping it. Photos. Receipts. Screenshots. Emails. They spilled out like shards of glass. His eyes darted from the pile to Emily, then back to me. "You thought you were clever, didn't you?" I said, my voice rising. "Thought you'd get away with it?" "James, please." Emily's voice shook. "Can we talk alone?" Alone. I turned on her, fury burning just beneath the surface. "Now you want alone? Where was that when you were sneaking around with him?" Her chin trembled, tears filling her eyes. But I didn't soften. Don't you dare cry, Emily. You made this bed. Lie in it. Derek shifted uneasily, wishing he could vanish into the floor. How does it feel? I asked, voice cold as stone. Knowing the game's up? Look, man, he stammered. I didn't. Save it. I cut him off sharply. I don't want your excuses. But your wife might. His face drained of color. My wife? Oh yes, I said, a cruel smile tugging at my lips. I found her. Lovely woman. She deserves to know who she's really married to. James, please don't, Emily begged, her voice breaking. I turned to her, words like knives. You should have thought about that before. I grabbed the bag and headed for the door. Just before stepping out, I faced Derek one last time. Go near my wife again, and I'll make sure your whole office knows exactly what kind of man you are. Then I left. The silence I left behind was heavier than the suitcase she'd carried out. The fallout came fast. The next day, I sent everything to Derek's wife with a short note. I'm sorry for your pain. You deserve the truth. Within days, she filed for divorce. By the end of the week, word spread to his company. Quietly, they pushed him out. Emily begged, sobbed, tried to explain. But I was done listening. The divorce papers were already signed. She left with nothing but what she could carry. It wasn't easy. None of it was. But standing in the stillness of my empty home, the suffocating weight of her betrayal finally lifted. I had lost a wife, but I had gained something far greater: freedom.